Meta Quest. Assassin's Creed VR. Been
Nexus is
waiting
the
to hear
first
about this
game
game.
in VR for Assassin's Creed. So it's the first time that you can play Assassin's Creed in first person. It's the first time you can play multiple assassins in the same game. So across 3 different settings, 3 different assassins, and the full range of iconic AC actions like Hidden Blade, stealth, combat, leap of faith, parkour, climbing, throwing
this game
knives,
looks great,
all these types
honestly.
of weapons, the tomahawk,
For
the
VR.
car, all of that stuff we put in the game because we really wanted to make it a true AC experience.
I've heard good reviews about this game so far.
Parkour is obviously one of the iconic AC actions that we think players are going to be really excited to do in Nexus. Running across the rooftops in large open urban areas is something that really is so fundamental to the brand that I didn't feel like we could compromise on it. So the team has done some amazing technical wizardry to allow the player to basically approach all these maps from 360 degrees. You can see it, you can climb it.
So it's like an open world?
It. So from Venice to Greece to Boston and even new areas.
I feel like Assassin's Creed would be a... I always felt like Assassin's Creed would be a perfect game to be in VR.
Scale the walls, climb the rooftops.
Because if you think about it, there's already games,
allows you to
VR games that allow you to interact
in
with
the
it in the ways
beyond,
that
when you
Assassin's
play on a
Creed
TV screen,
already does in their
normal
games.
screen. This is really defining for Assassin's Creed, and the way you can look at the environment and see all obstacles and buildings and basically everything you can see that you think you can grab on, you can in game. So it's really intuitive as well and organic.
When you look at the world in Nexus, you see basically handholds, 90-degree surfaces that you can grab. So you're actually using your hands, you're pulling yourself up the side of the building.
Wow.
There's flinging, so you can actually throw yourself up sideways, even backwards, like across a street, which is really cool to do. There's sort of feet-to-feet jumps where you're landing and you keep going. Then there's feet-to-grab jumps, so you jump, you have to grab, mantle, and keep going.
Cool.
Or there's, you know, these swing bars.
Yes, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed.
You
Their
grab the swing bar,
parkour system
do
is
this
perfect
gesture,
for VR.
you know, just like you would in real life, which is what VR is all about, right? Trying to simulate the actual experience, and then you keep going in that flow.
Yeah, how are they gonna do
It is a
stealth?
stealth-first game, sneaking around, peeking around corners with even something as simple as like grabbing the corner of a building and pulling your camera, your head over and kind of leaning and peeking to see an enemy. We've even built in things like cracks and holes in the walls where you can kind of peek through there, and it's a use of head tracking there, but you feel really sneaky and you're spying on the guards in the other room. In the environments, you'll have dynamic objects, a vase, whatever. You can pick them up, you throw it.
That's cool.
It'll crash on the ground and make a sound and distract a guard that way, and you're actually doing the physical throw yourself. One of the features that we've had that we've always been really excited about is the whistling feature. So you do this with a gesture, you make a ring with your hands and you bring it to your mouth area, and, you know, we're tracking your hand position, and you hear the assassin whistle, and that will call the guard over, and you can stab them in the bush and pull them in, or
That's
whatever
cool.
it is that you want to do.
It's cool how they're incorporating all the different mechanics of Assassin's Creed
The
and
Hidden Blade,
for
I would say,
making them
is
for
the
VR.
most important feature in the game, really, if I had to pick one. You pull the top trigger on the controller and you flick your wrist open and the blade comes out. Everybody who tried it,
That's cool.
it was always their favorite thing in the game. As we know, Connor and Ezio both have dual hidden blades, so we
I'm
featured that
definitely
in the
getting
game.
this.
But what is really neat about Nexus is this is the first time that players will get to play Cassandra with her hidden blade. And she has just the one blade because we want to, you know, be true to the story, true to the canon, true to the character.
Okay.
But there's obviously combat and you can try and fight your way out of situations.
It's really motion control, so you slash your sword, you move yourself forward and back, and you can dodge a bit on the side.
Interesting.
It's really blocking, attacking, and what we call opportunity windows. So when
A
you
little bit of,
block, an
depth
enemy
in the
will come and
combat?
swing their weapon at you, and you need to physically put your sword or tomahawk in the way of it and block just like you would imagine it happening in real life. Then you'll stagger them and create this opportunity window that you can then follow up with strikes and do more damage.
Nice.
We want to create this sense of fighting like a master assassin, but it's going to take time to learn it because you're actually doing your physical gestures and, you know, having to time things. They all have a primary weapon. Connor has the tomahawk, Ezio and Cassandra both have a sword. They all have some kind of ranged weapon. Connor and Cassandra both have bows, and Ezio has a one-handed crossbow.
I bet you the
They all
bows
have
feel
throwing
so
knives
nice.
and smoke bombs. So you feel familiar and comfortable playing these assassins with the sort of core weapon set that they have, but there's also some nice specialization of who they are. So once you've learned the basics of combat, as well as the advanced combat moves, you can put this all together and take out a group of enemies Master Assassin style. So for example, you come in from a rooftop, you air assassinate the first enemy, take your throwing knife to finish the second one, pull out your bow, take down the third one, and then draw your sword or tomahawk and engage the last one in combat and finish with a hidden blade lunge.
Wow.
Another iconic AC experience is, of course, air assassination, right? It's really thrilling to do in VR and in first person. So there's even some additional nuances that are part of it. So for example, if you're sprinting, your air assassination distance will be increased. So you can sprint to the edge of a rooftop, hit the button, and fly further, and have even a more dramatic, long jump kind of kill. Even using the bow as you jump into the...
It would be even better if this was like 2-player. That would be really sweet.
Give you enough time to fire an arrow in, you know, in midair like a badass Master Assassin.
So comfort for VR is really essential. It's key because we don't want them to feel any nausea. That was a priority from the start. Luckily, I've been working on this subject for quite many years. There is lots of options to make full locomotion in the world comfortable. There is vignetic system, there is a tunnel vision. It's quite effective to make the game comfortable.
Yeah, and you can do like...
We also have a teleport locomotion feature which allows to remove completely locomotion from the space if you need or if you want. Auto parkour is one that allows basically parkour to be done automatically, so you just have to look where you want to go.
The leap of faith.
You're going to see
you can do the leap of faith in this game.
You're going to make, and you don't need to press buttons, you don't need to do particular actions, but we had to make sure that it still feels like Assassin's Creed and it still feels like you are doing parkour and you are making the choices. You know, also doing the leap of faith. That's amazing in VR. Might not be for everyone, or it might be fearful for some people.
That would be kind of
developed that feature called Fear of Heights. So it allows you to turn on and off some grid to basically show you what's the ground in your real play space. Or you can even toggle a 3D grid around you.
Some people.
It allows you to understand that actually your ground is very close by. So it helps people that might be afraid of heights, even if you can't reach out, or it's uncomfortable to reach out over your shoulder, or it's uncomfortable for you to hold buttons or things like that, then we have something for you. We try to really develop many features to make the game.
So they're making sure there's a lot of accessibility features as well. That's
comfort and accessibility.
Appreciate that always.
We've seen that almost everyone can be comfortable with the game. There's a feature for them because we developed lots of comfort features and we developed lots of accessibility features.
Yeah, let's hear about this story. So it's an open world, story-based game, which is insane.
In the same game and have it make sense narratively. So the idea is that you're an elite player hacker that is undercover for the Brotherhood and is now working for Abstergo. Dominica Wilk is the main character from Abstergo who has you jumping through memories of 3 different assassins who have at some point in their lives encountered these artifacts that Abstergo is looking for.
This game is going to be so fun.
She's actually played by Marina Baccarin, which is really exciting for us. It is a new story. It's not a port of these previous games or assassins. But at the end of the day, the biggest, most fundamental pillar of the game that we want to deliver to fans is becoming a master assassin, right? Physically stepping into the shoes of these characters and performing all those actions you watch your avatar do over the years.
You can cut the
physically doing
alarm
bell. And that is the real fantasy.
That bow is about to be crazy.
Actually being a master assassin yourself.
November 16th, that's day 1 for me. That's for real. That's day 1 for me. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like and subscribe.